Okie dokie, we have our Patreon replay here. Patreon is, posted in the video description as per usual. It'll sponsor Ant Ladder and Ant Ladder type events like the Ladder Wars, like the person who plays the most games in this amount of time gets so-and-so prize, the RLC, tournament series, etc. All the events we generally run here on Ant Ladder. Ant Ladder's been a little slow at the start of the game, letting people kind of play campaign, learn the multiplayer meta a little bit, and then obviously the state of the game is contentious at the moment. So we haven't done a ton of tournaments just yet, but don't you worry, they are coming one way or another. We're hoping that patch 1.1 will fix some things, but if it doesn't, we will move forward. So we're watching here, this is Lenorm, who is a patron of the ladder and an admin on it. He took Nurgle, bold with triple Rotfly, double Chaos Furies of Nurgle. We have an Exalted Great and Clean one of Nurgle, double Soul Grinder, and 5 Nurglings. On the other side, Bobman, famously tearing up a lot of tournaments recently. Sometimes known for the Kislev Chariot Blob, but he is a good player other than that. It's just currently a very strong build. You can see he is now on Cathay using Zhao Ming, who I don't see very often for various reasons. Zhao Ming is interesting, giving 30% base weapon damage and magical attacks, and then a little bit of missile damage. I kind of like Miao Ying's buff a little better, and she has healing. Her buff is melee attack and magic attack. Melee attack and magic attacks. I generally like her spell kit a little bit better. Other than that, they're quite similar. Interesting to see Zhao Ming here. We have a mix of Jade Warriors with Halberds. We have some Celestial Dragon Guard in the back, 2 Jade Warrior Crossbows in the middle, and it doesn't look like a Peasant Long Spearman in sight. We have a couple Peasant Horsemen for mass, more Jade Warriors with Halberds, and 1 Grand Cannon of Cathay to force Nurgle forwards. The Flying Corps will get involved, trying to take the Grand Cannons down immediately if they can knock them off the mounts. Sometimes the bug alone will kill off the entire unit, quote-unquote kill, meaning can't get back on their cannon mounts, so they're just a terrible, terrible chaff unit. But you never know. It looks like a little bit of an overcommit here. Ooh. Does he have Final Trans? Yeah, big Final Trans from Zhao Ming. Gonna take out about 5 flying units of Nurgle, plus all those Halberds and Peasant Horsemen doing the work of the gods on them as well. That is a big loss for Nurgle at the start of this game. And I didn't really notice Zhao Ming had Final Trans. It might be why you take him, so you can get Final Trans out on the Nurgle single entity blob. It isn't actually here. We have double Soul Grinder, which are certainly single entities, but normally the blob you're looking for is double Cultist, double Beast of Nurgle, and an Exalted Great and Clean one. So, a little bit of a different build here from Lenorm. Jade Warriors with Halberds and the Peasant Horsemen are at last routing, but it cost a lot for Nurgle. He lost a Rotfly and 2 Furies already. It looks like with Zhao Ming and some Archer support, these other Rotflies are not far behind. One crumbles away to dust, the other is chased off by Zhao Ming himself. Cathay is going to move up through the forest, and the double Soul Grinders of Nurgle will be pounding into them as they advance. Though it looks like they'll get away okay. Jade Warriors with Halberds taking a lot of damage, but the Celestial Dragon Guard are fine, wherever they are. I thought one was right there. There's one. Ah, there's the other. Yes, they're both totally fine. Last of the Rotflies is getting hunted down by Zhao Ming, and it will fade away. So Nurgle's mobility, core, is entirely gone. So is Nurgle's ammunition. 2 on each Soul Grinder is pretty bad. Nurgle's quite far behind on the balance power. For Cathay, they have a ton of Halberds, Jade Warriors, and they have 2 very healthy Archers sitting in the back, currently running through a forest, and it looks like the cannon crew is back, and they have 1 cannon model left alive, though if they don't remount it, then it means they're bugged. There's no way a player as good as Bobman just forgets to remount, so they're probably bugged at this point. Zhao Ming running in, double Soul Grinder will help out with the Exalted Grand Clean one, and one problem for Cathay would be their lack of single entity killing power. Now double Crossbowmen can do some good work, and it looks like they are going to shoot at the Exalted Great and Clean one, doing a little bit of damage to him, but they are pretty much responsible for killing all 3 of these big single entities, unless Zhao Ming and some overcasted Final Transmutations can do, more work than heavenly possible. Halberds, you traditionally would think surrounding a Nurgle army with big, large single entities for them to stab into would do good, but not with his big Mortis Engine effect, not with all the healing he can provide. There's just no way infantry can bump and grind down something like that. You need ranged firepower, or you need to beat them in a straight-up duel. A little bit of grinding will cost us to fast forward. Nurgling's trading up against Jade Warriors, which is a little surprising, but I guess go them go. More power to them. And Jade Warriors are starting to route through the trees. Even some Jade Warriors halberds are running as well. Celestial Dragon Guard are pulled up to start doing the good work. I thought there was more. Yeah, they're there. So they're doing okay. Double Soul Grinder's going to run around. They can't get ammo back like their Coronate Chariot cousins. The War Shrines and whatnot. Skull Cannons. So if they run out of ammo, they're just out. Last Nurgling over there is going to die. 2 Nurglings on the Exalted Great Unclean One are doing okay regeneration-wise. I'm sure they've gotten a few spells cast on them or even one of the army abilities. Xiaobing starts to get a little bit of Psycho Charging in, and Celestial Dragon Guard are forced to turn around and fight the Soul Grinders, though they will be killed post-haste. How are we doing? We have 1 Crossbowman still online. The other is shut down. Cannon Crew is shattered. Celestial Dragon Guard half health and getting Mortis Engine down. Jade Warriors also very low, and we just have so many halberds. But our big boy Nurgle Lord with his Mortis Engine effect will do, wonders. Archer's poking in, Nurgle running around, trying to heal, chase up the other Crossbowman. Buy himself some time, buy himself some healing, mana, whatever. Nurgle just kind of wants to make this last as long as possible, especially since those Jade Warrior Crossbowmen are almost out of ammunition. They don't give too many shits about getting shot. Pew, 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 ow, ow, my body is getting shot. Ow, ow, my body. Does he have a final trans? It would be nice at this point in the game. Big old blob of halberds all getting Mortis Engine down there. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba, not loving it. Crossbowman out of ammo. Jade Warrior's almost dead. And no help is on the way. Mortis, Mortis, Mortis. Mortis, Mortis, Mortis. Double Soul Grinder helping to fight Xiaoming, though it looks like we are down to 1 Soul Grinder at this point. Nope, 2. We're all out of Nurglings, that's it. All the infantry terror route. Xiaoming is up in the sky, and there was some mention of a bug somewhere. I think Bobman maybe couldn't give his lord orders while he was in the sky for some reason. He was just bugged out in his dragon form and couldn't move. So that's pretty unfortunate. I do think you need to go a little bit more archer heavy in this matchup. Personally, that's worked well for me. The elite infantry was interesting, but it did just get Mortis Engine down. Now with the triple single entities of Nurgle left, I don't think these Jade Warrior Halberds, Jade Warrior Crossbowmen, and Xiaoming can really take care of them. Balance power is about even, but it heavily underestimates the Soul Grinders, and it underestimates the healing the Exalted Great Unclean One could have for them, or the army abilities waiting to heal them up as well. Since they don't have any ammo, the game is probably like, they're worthless, but it doesn't actually factor in their melee stats super well. Jumping up in the sky again is sitting perfectly still. I think he is bugged, if I remember correctly. Now that he's back on the ground, he will sprint at his foes, but he's at number 3-1. And the game still thinks it's 50-50, but I have extreme doubts. And you can see the bounce power heavily shifts into Nurgle as he starts whooping Xiaoming's iron ass. It was a pretty good fight between the two. It lasted like 24 minutes. I was fast-forwarding through a lot of it, but I think the final game time was 24 minutes. Between the single entities of Nurgle, we have about 4,000 again, so roughly 8,000. So, yeah, Flying Corps did very, very little, and the Nurglings were decent ground support. For Xiaoming, 2,800 for the Mad Lad himself, about 1,000 apiece for the Celestial Dragon Guard. The cannon got shut down very quickly. Jade Warriors with Halberds got killed by Mortis Engine. And both the crossbows getting excellent value, one of which getting 3,000, which is, I said during the replay, usually why I have a lot more ranged, because they seem to do a lot more. And then bumping and grinding with Nurgle, it's kind of what he wants. Anyway, I hope you all have a great day.